story, in the next paragraph, we read, with a satisfied expression, he regarded the field of ripe corn with its flowers draped in a curtain of rain. Draped means covered. But suddenly a strong wind began to blow, and along with the rain, very large hailstones began to fall. These truly did resemble new silver coins. The boys, exposing themselves to the rain, ran out to collect the frozen pearls. In this paragraph, we can see that everything is going as expected. Lenko reflected upon the field, and the flowers covered with droplets, which seemed as if they were wrapped in a curtain. Unexpectedly, strong winds started blowing, leading to a hailstorm. Satirically, the writer refers to these pellets of frozen rain as new silver coins. The innocent boys became playful and went out in the rain to play and collect these hailstones, which looked like frozen pearls. The next paragraph says, "It's really getting bad now," exclaimed the man, Lenko. "I hope it passes quickly." It did not pass quickly. It did not pass quickly. For an hour, the hail rained on the house, the garden, the hillside, the cornfield, and the whole valley. The field was white as if covered with salt. Not a leaf remained on trees. The corn was totally destroyed. The flowers were gone from the plants. Lenko's soul was filled with sadness. When the storm has passed, he stood in the middle of the field and said to his sons, "A plague of locusts would have left more than this. The hail has left nothing. This year we will have no corn." That night was a sorrowful one. All our work for nothing. There's no one who can help us. We all go hungry this year. These paragraphs throw light on how the storm changed their lives. The farmer started worrying and the hopes that the storm gets over quickly, which to his disappointment didn't. The hailstones covered the entire valley, including the house, garden, hillside, and the cornfield. It made everything look as white as serene as God's head. So white that it seemed like covered with salt. Lenko became stressed and disappointed as everything went against the plan. The trees had shed their leaves, corns were smashed, and the flowers had also fallen from the plants. While standing in the withered fields, he conveyed his dismay and sorrow to his sons by commenting that the effect of the storm proved to be worse than that of crop-destroying insects. All their hard work had gone in vain. He felt helpless as no corn had been left and feared that they might have to starve this year. So students, now I am going to read the paragraph from the letter to God, and then I am going to explain. The house, the only one in the entire valley, the house where Lanko and his family lived. Set on the crest of a low hill, top of a hill, crest of a low hill. From this height, one could see the river and the field of ripe corn dotted, full of, with the flowers that always promise a good harvest. The only thing the earth needed was a downpour, a rain, or at least a shower. Throughout the morning, Lenko, who knew his fields intimately, had done nothing else but see the sky towards the northeast. It means that Lanko the farmer lived in the only house that was there on the top of a hill. The hill was low-heighted. From there, a river and a ready-to-harvest cornfield were visible. The field belonged to Lanko, and he had utmost confidence that the harvest would reap great profits. The only thing that he awaited was a rainfall. In this hope, he spent an entire morning gazing at the sky in the northeast direction from where a drizzle was expected to shower on his fields. The other paragraph. Now we are really going to get some water, woman. Lanko is talking to his wife. The woman was preparing supper. She replied, "Oh yes, God willing." The older boys were working in the field. These are the children of Lanko, while the smaller ones were playing near the house, until the woman called them all for dinner. Come for dinner. It was during the meal that, just as Lanko had predicted, big drops of rain began to fall. In the northeast, huge mountains of clouds could be seen approaching. The air was fresh and sweet. The men went out for no other reason than to have the pleasure of feeling the rain on his body. And when he returned and exclaimed, "These aren't raindrops falling from the sky. They are coins. The big drops are 10-cent pieces and the little ones are 5." Here we see the man, while looking at the sky, confidently tells his wife that they are going to have a rain shower, to which the lady replies by saying, "Only if everything happens as they hoped and expected." The elder children were working in the field and the younger ones were playing near the house when Lenko's wife called everyone for dinner. It is during that time drops of rain began to fall, hereby proving the farmer's prediction to be true. The wind was pleasant and the clouds could be seen approaching from the northeast sky. Lenko goes out of the house to take pleasure in the feeling of droplets on his body. He refers to the drizzle as coins, large droplets being equivalent to 10 cents and the smaller ones to 5 cents. He says so because these raindrops would ensure a good crop, which would eventually get them a lot.